Alright everyone, so here's another small update on the rx7 here. So we've been just hammering around, doing all the doors, just trying to smooth everything back out, get rid of all the rough, gnarly edges before we actually get into the bodywork, stripping off all the old sealers and all that sort of stuff. We've stripped off all the loose paint off the front bar. We've still got to do the side skirts here and the rear bar. But we've turned around and stripped out most of the interior. So as you can see, we've still got some of the factory deadener to rip up. We've got, some of the factory insulation to get rid of. I still have to pull out the whole roof liner and, the pillars. I'm thinking about removing the dash because I think I've got another one sourced that has the column surround off a friend of mine that runs a company called Guado Spares. And yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how we go. So we've got, as I said, most of the interior out. We've got a fix here, I've forgotten all about it, the floor pan. As you can see, the actual seat bolt has been sheared straight through, comes straight out. So that needs to be fixed before we can really do much else, because don't want to go ahead and put in sound deadener or anything and then have to weld up the floor pan. But yeah, we're gonna have to make up some sort of plate and re-weld a patch plate in there with the nut welded to the back of it. It's reinforced so that we've got a nice solid mount for the seat post. To clean up a whole heap of my wiring, because we've got stuff like the fuel harness, which is all one wire that is just marked with bits of tape with pen on them, which you can't really read anymore. So there's a temporary solution that's 2 odd years old. I want to redo all my earth wiring because it's just horrendous, and the same with my positive. It's just sort of running loosely up the front there, so we'll have to get into that and redo all the wiring. I'd rather run that under the car instead of up through like that, and tape it all down and just have it nice and flush and clean. Yeah, we've just been hard at it and getting stuff done. So we've got some fiberglass repairs to do, and we've got stuff like that, so I want to cover that in fiberglass. I'm actually going to leave it so that this whole piece here is just a patch plate. So I'll block all of this off so that the fiberglass can't stick to the body itself, and I'll just do this single patch plate here. And once that's done, we'll be able to turn around and throw it on, take it off if I ever want to put a twin system on, and that way there I don't have to just flush over and completely remove the patch here. So yeah, you can see Fair's back at it again, just sort of lightly skimming down and getting rid of it. Normally we wouldn't use a drill like this, we'd get on with the hand sand and the block, but the roof's just, most of the bodywork on this is so old and nasty that it's just failing and falling apart because it was left in the weather. And we're just trying to tackle that and get onto it. Got to work out how we're going to pull out all these dry, perished rubbers, because they're pretty far gone, so I have to fix up my heat gun and try a couple of things to get that out. We've got to replace the windshield because it's just always had a broken one in it since I can remember. Yeah, so we haven't done anything really underneath the engine bay here. We've just sort of left that for now. At some point we will be taking out the intercooler and all the piping and redoing that because it's just gnarly. I might upgrade to a PBM throttle body system, so the sort of LS1 setup. They've got it, I've seen it run on a few different things, so it looks like it's a decent setup and pretty straightforward to do. I need to mount my map sensor up properly because it's just sort of sitting there again with the all green wires with no labels on them anymore. And yeah, basically just clean up all of this horrible rat's nest. Probably gonna have to pull the motor out because it's got a sump leak, and we're gonna have to replace that and sump gasket and get that done. Plus it's sort of ugly and horrid painting, and as you can see here, it's got a leak around the bloody radiator hose, and so I'll be doing new hoses, new radiator, new intercooler, new piping. Probably gonna upgrade the turbo at some point, maybe just the front housing, we'll see, depending on how our budget goes with everything else, because at the moment the budget is just what I can afford. There is no budget. Yeah, so we've got stuff like coolant lines that are just blocked off with tape and all little bits and pieces, and there's a few vacuum leaks because the old cable tie's getting it done. And yeah, we just need to go through and freshen everything up. It's not running an O2, so it does miss a little bit. But yeah, and like, besides that, it's a solid runner, and it's only going to run even better once we're finished with it. So again, thank you guys to everyone that's watching and liking and subscribing. We'll keep you posted with more updates as we go along. And yeah, we're really starting to get cracked into it now, so you'll see this thing start to transform over the next 3 videos. Right, cheers everyone.